right here on First Take. How do you think he's going to do, Magic?
Well, you know, he was known for having a jump shot in college, so I hope that he hit a few jumpers.
That damn James Harden set me up, man. He wouldn't let me practice. He wouldn't even let me take off my tie. And he said, hell with that, get behind the three-point line. I said, why are you doing this to me? He said, as much smack as you talk about everybody else, I don't want to hear nothing. Get behind the three-point line and jack it up. It was bad.
It was bad day.
It was bad day.
Well, you know, you were talking stuff about my Jay on the promo yesterday.
Yes, I was.
And so, you know what I do to you. I might not do what James do to you, but, you know.
Well, listen,
it
man,
could be another bad day.
Your jump shot developed as you grew, as you got older in your career.
Yeah,
Early on, you were not a jump shooter.
But didn't you set the record for consecutive threes in the 5?
Stop kissing up. I'm pretty sure. Kissing up.
Don't tell him all the stuff.
Don't throw salt
Come on, now, you know I know him anyway. You know me, you know I know him.
No, jump shooting was not my game.
It was not your thing. But in fairness to Magic, it wasn't MJ's either.
No.
Yeah, at first.
He developed. And let me say this, too, while we're on that young man. Whoever closes the end of the season between Russ, and Harden gonna win the MVP. Because them dudes are balling so hard. And I don't know how you gonna decide which one of them guys.
Let me tell you, and you tell me what the night you just.
But let me just say,
go ahead.
The triple doubles, that mean a lot to me because I know how difficult it is to get one.
Averaging.
So that's, and then what James is doing, and where he has his team. See, I give a vote here and I give a vote here. So now
Russell's working with less.
Yes.
Working with less.
Yes.
But I got to give credit where credit is due. And I know Max always says that James Harden is a beneficiary of D'Antoni. To some degree, yes.
No,
but James Harden was who he was before D'Antoni arrived.
Let me squash this real fast. Pat Riley came to me and said, Irvin, it's your team now. I said, did you ask Kareem that I can have this green light? Because, you know, he said, yeah. I said, okay, I got to go from 17 points now to 25 points. He says, that's what's going to help us win championships now, you scoring more. That added responsibility made me a better player and the MVP of the league. It's not his system. It was him saying, here's the ball, you're going to be the point guard now. That added responsibility of playmaking has made James Harden a better player. Same thing with Russ. KD leaves, okay, it's your team now. You have to play at a high level and get these triple doubles just for them to win.
I have a question about that, though, because you were able to do that in the context of championship teams.
Right.
Even as you added responsibility and filled up the stat line, triple doubles or what have you, it was still very much the ball was moving. It just didn't stick with you and you dribble to death, right? The ball was moving. You made all your teammates feel they could be the best versions of themselves. You trusted them. Right. Russell Westbrook's my favorite player because it's unbridled aggression. How often do you get to see that at that level? But at the same time, I wonder what someone like you, what you think about his style of play. Is he trying to do too much? Is he not doing enough of what you did by trusting his teammates and to elevate their play by helping them be the best versions of themselves?
But he is trusting them because he's still getting the assists. And they built this team, brought shooters in, Anderson in, you know, and so it was a great pickup, Ryan bringing him in. And so what they do is, one, pick and roll, 3 shooters in the corners, and play like that. That's D'Antoni's system, though. But they're winning with it. 3rd best record in the West.
I'm talking about Westbrook.
Yes,
Westbrook.
Look, I am so, this guy,
amazing.
Where he has this team, you take him off that team, and where would they be? He is playing at a high level. It's only been 2 guys I've seen with the type of athletic ability and the endurance.
Iverson.
Well, that's the 3rd one.
Okay.
So Allen, LeBron, and Michael Jordan. I've never seen a guy like Westbrook that plays that hard for 42, 44 minutes and at that pace.
I'm going someplace.
Ooh.
Kevin Durant left to go to the Golden State Warriors. Your reaction, remind us of what your reaction was before, when it first happened, July 4th, and where are you now as it pertains his willingness to make that move and what it left Russell Westbrook with?
Well, I didn't like it. I wanted them two to stay together because I look forward to seeing OKC every night. I was looking forward to watching them two together. Last season, season before, I tuned in. I ran home just to watch them play because they were great together. And so, and when you come that close to beating a team, you always look forward to the next year. I'm going to get you next year. Okay, I made some mistakes, just like in '84 against the Celtics. We came up short. But we want you again in '85. And sure enough, we came back in '85 and beat the Celtics. I thought if they stayed together, that would have happened.
And just so, Max,
Golden State.
just so you know, my issue wasn't with Kevin Durant leaving. It's him choosing to go to the team that beat him a month earlier in the Western Conference Finals after being up 3-1. Is that extra for you?
Well, I think as a competitor, you never think like that. I would never think to join the Celtics or to join the Bulls with Michael.
Pistons or anybody else.
And the Pistons with Isaiah. You know, we wanted to take it to each other, and we did that. But he's there. And this team,
special, special.
No question.
I tell you,
isn't that acknowledgement of LeBron, though? Like, Kevin Durant looks at LeBron, who's just unbelievably great. He's like, you and Michael had a baby, and it was LeBron James. He does all the things that you do and a lot of the things that both you did. How do I get over that hump with Kyrie and Kevin Love? And Durant looks around and goes, I think the only way to do it is to go to Golden State.
Well, he said he looked up and said, hey, LeBron got all these championships and I don't have any. And that's why he joined them. He wanted to win championships.
Let's stay with LeBron because I want to get your thoughts on some breaking news. So a lot of people have been saying lately that maybe the Cavs can't contend with the Warriors. Now we just heard Kevin Love's out 6 weeks. He's getting his knee scoped. How much does this hurt this Cavs team?
It hurts him a lot because, again, what he does, they don't have anybody on that team that can do it. So you have to remember, the rebounds, the double figures in rebounding, and then a big man to go out to that three-point line to allow Kyrie to do his thing, to penetrate, get into the gaps, get into the seams. Also, that freight train is coming down, that being LeBron on that fast break. Now you got to make a decision. Okay, can I get off of my man that's in the corner, that being Kevin Love, or should I got to stay out here so that he won't pass it to him for the three? So LeBron is coming in dunking or laying it up. Their offense changes a lot without him. And now who's going to play the power forward position? You know, and so in 6 weeks, that's a long time because we're entering, that's playoff time almost.
One statement, one question. Statement. This proves that if they didn't flat out lie, they were fibbing significantly when they were acting like Kevin Love is here to stay, we ain't thinking about moving him, etc. Because as I reported on numerous occasions, the health of Kevin Love was a question mark. Back, knee. Don't tell me in the midst of a $113 million contract with back and knee.
Let's go all in. Let's go all in and try to take my chances against Golden State.
Last question. New York Knicks. You had an opportunity to run the New York Knicks. That was a job you turned down. Evidently, very, very wise decision on your part. Could you explain to us what is wrong with this franchise? Why does it seem like Phil Jackson, an 11-time champion, is suddenly inept? And what can be done to change their fortunes around?
Only thing I can see from the outside is that there's a lack of communication in private. I don't think if you should put everything out in the public before you even talk to your superstar, right? I think there's a conversation, hey man, do you want to be here? Or do you want to leave? And have that conversation between the two of them, not on Twitter. And now you have to remember, you can never disrespect a superstar or any player, but especially a superstar, because everybody looks up to Carmelo. Because Carmelo, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, they're all best friends. And these are dudes who run in the league. So if you disrespected him, they're going to put the word out on you. Like, man, maybe this is not the spot you should come to. See, so I don't
Phil
think...
has hurt himself. Phil has hurt the New York Knicks because of the imagery of him backstabbing his star player.
Yes, so I think they should get together. They still got a week to go. Melo, what do you really want, right? And let's see if we can make this happen. Or do you want to stay a Knick? And they need to have that conversation. Without that conversation...
Got a no-trade clause, Magic, and he may not want to leave, but Phil wants him to leave. I think that's why Phil's been doing this. Phil wants him going so he can start anew without Melo.
But see, that's why you lose the battle, because you know that my man got the last say-so, and he can just say, I'm going to just sit here. Because you're disrespecting me like this?
It doesn't make any sense. You're also driving down his trade value. What is Phil Jackson doing?
Yeah.
He's making him less valuable, even if you want to build around Porzingis, which I think is a very good idea going forward, because their primes aren't going to overlap, really, Carmelo and Porzingis. Why would you talk down his trade value? You want to get something good for him. It doesn't make sense, Magic.
I tell you this. I love the guy because he wants to be a Knick. He loves playing in New York. It's difficult to play in New York and LA. It's difficult to play for Boston unless you coming in and really understanding the fan base. The Celtics fan base know championship basketball. The Knicks fan base know good basketball and championship basketball. The Laker fan base know that. So when you come in those cities and playing for those franchises, you got to understand that this fan base is not going to let you have bad nights, nights off, because they understand good basketball.
I can't believe that we have to end this segment with me correcting Irvin Magic Johnson. New York Knicks fans do not know championship basketball.
Not my lifetime.
We don't know, damn it. We don't know.
But you love the game.
We love the game, but we don't know championship basketball.
I'm gonna say this about Knicks fans. All these years, they still haven't been winning, just like Laker fans. They all still show up. That is, I just want to pat them on the back. The Laker fans, same thing. They still all show up. They love their team and their town, and they want to win. If I'm Phil, I say, man, let me just build around this cat. Let me just keep him.
I got to tell y'all, Clippers games look like a high school environment compared to Laker games. It's night and day. Even now.
Big brother, little brother, even with the Clippers having more success. When Magic Johnson speaks, we listen. Unfortunately, we run out of time with you. Wish we had more time.
Well, let me just say, go Dodgers, go Dodgers. The season's going to start.
You guys are looking pretty good.
Good luck with the Dodgers, the Lakers, everything, Magic. Appreciate you. Come back soon.
Watch out for these two guys,
Man, I still haven't been to your office in L.A.
You coming?
I know. That's what I'm saying. We got to do that. I got to come by the office.
You shoot jumpers with James and you do business with me.
Love it.
The office is courtside for the Lakers game.
We're switching gears back to the NFL. There will be no more salsa in the Meadowlands. The Giants say goodbye to Victor Cruz, but does the receiver still have something left in the